Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Would you rather watch a TV show or a movie?
a TV show
Why?
because Grey's Anatomy is life. I watch a movie and it's just over in like 2 hours, but a show has like a longer storyline and I know that there's a lot more coming.
After reading chapter 8 and 9 in the textbook, as well as watching the week 3 lecture, I personally found that the unforeseen parallels drawn between modern television and modern film really calls for a thorough analysis from the American viewer. The documentary we were assigned about television in the 70s clearly outlines that families were probably tuning in to ABC, NBC, CBS, or PBS, and that was it. And so watching television was a very universal experience that you were sharing with half the nation. And television wasn't shy, they were progressive, they were willing to tackle issues like femininity and black struggles, and shows like Mary Tyler Moore, Maude, The Jeffersons, Good Times. And while television was progressing at this fairly linear rate, comedy was becoming gutsier, drama was becoming more realistic. The film industry was a little bit more complicated. Take a look at the US domestic box office in 1980. Kramer vs. Kramer and Ordinary People, which were domestic dramas, were big hits. Furthermore, other big hits like 9 to 5, Private Benjamin, and Coal Miner's Daughter had serious undertones. Compare this to 2019 box office returns. All of these films, with the exception of The Joker, were conventional popcorn flicks. The evolution of the film industry can be traced to the birth of the modern blockbuster, which marked a significant shift in Hollywood. Audiences began flocking to more action, adventure, and comedy films, which were effortlessly fun, entertaining, and not very challenging to the average viewer. I am of the personal opinion that come the turn of the 21st century, audiences were receiving so much unprecedented knowledge and information via the internet and new technologies that they became a little disillusioned with the simplistic storylines they were receiving in film. They demanded more thought-provocative and nuanced entertainment, and television was the medium that could most appropriately satisfy these needs. In the early 1990s, David Lynch crossed over into television with his show Twin Peaks, and this marks the slow dissolution of the disconnect between the movie and the television industry. 10 years later, cable shows became more popular, such as The Sopranos, Sex and the City, and The Wire, and audiences latched onto these shows that possessed this theatric quality. Fast forward to the television shows of today that are critical to our current zeitgeist. The average cost of a season 8 Game of Thrones episode was $15 million. The average cost to produce an episode of Westworld is $10 million. In 2013, The Guardian listed 10 reasons why today's TV is better than movies. And many other points resonated with me as a viewer. The longevity of storylines, less franchise fatigue, you're more likely to bond with characters you spend seasons with. And many cultural theorists have spoken about this binge culture that we're currently fixated on. Our attention spans are changing in a technological era, and so being able to pop in for 20 minutes or 40 minutes, just a segment of your favorite storyline, is more suitable and appealing to modern audiences. Streaming services like Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon Prime are already accommodating the accessibility demanded by modern viewers, and I believe in the very near future, cable television, network television, and the cinematic experience will exist exclusively on these platforms. I only hope that audiences, both young and old, don't mourn for the loss of the traditional television experience or the cinematic experience, as the evolution of the entertainment industry is normal, and cultural evolution is the foundation of how we grow and develop as a society.